Hi there, this is Vikas Punjabi. I am a carefree soul by itself who loves to edit, and my charm is no one can be me. So, lastly, I'm not a bookworm, neither a marks freak who only feeds on numbers rather than the real knowledge. I learn to get knowledge not for marks or ranks, but I don't believe that only books can give us knowledge. Whatever exists on Mother Earth, everything gives us abundant knowledge. So, I would like to do it all in my own way. That is how I would like to introduce myself. Creating a world of new chocolate culture and bringing in front of you the good old days of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, wherein anything and everything can be of chocolate. So I think so that's a sort of an answer what a small kid would love to listen and love to do in future. So that would be my answer to them. Most important risk that I took was moving from my profession. I am a PhD in ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. It was done in Australia, and I moved from Australia to India in 2007 when I started this brand, The Chocolate Room. I had taken over the master franchise rights for it. At that point of stage, ERP was not really well equipped in India. So it was not a point due to family commitments. I had to move here. So that was the biggest risk that I took over my passion onto my skills and knowledge, because I was never into any restaurant or food business, but I was a foodie by nature and I was a regular customer at this restaurant. So that's what prompted me to get this whole thing to in India. And in 20-25 minutes, I took over the decision of getting this thing to India, as I thought there is no competition. And it was a time to create a new chocolate and a cafe culture in India. So that was the biggest risk I took of getting Chocolate Room into India when there were not too many cafes around across India in 2007. If you ask me how do I continue and grow and develop as a leader, is every day for me is a learning phase. I would love to read what other leaders are doing, love to gain knowledge, check around all the entrepreneurs, what they are doing. Of course, individually, we can develop our own skills by setting up new benchmarks, developing new visions and missions for the company at all. But simultaneously, across the world, reading and understanding what other entrepreneurs and leaders are doing and getting one point from them and introducing them into your company along with your skills and mindsets, that's what makes me getting into a better leadership day by day. That's what my mantra is. My mantra of success, I would tell you, is, especially I'll just give you an example about this VUCA world, is it would be just in these COVID times, when mostly lots of companies in F&B and retail had to shut their doors. What we did was, because everyone was predicting that the COVID comes when you go to restaurant. Government had also put up their norms that, you don't have to go to restaurants have to be closed. There was no takeaway. So we wanted to do something unpredictable. What we did is we got all of our menu available to the customers as takeaway. So we introduced a new e-commerce model, a merchandise model, whereas all of our menu was available in premixes to be taken by the customers to their home and relished by them making at home. Because these days, in those lockdown times, everyone was sitting at home, working at home and making those products. So we wanted to give them something in real, what they came to our store to have it. So we developed all those things. We increased our merchandise section to nearly 70%, which was almost just 10% before pre-COVID and all. And that's what we always try to do. We try to do something in an unpredictable way to make sure that that catches up the interest. And now it has become so common that even though after the COVID goes away, that will be our regular cycle of business. So that is a sort of an unpredictability what we did, and it gave us lots of dividends and returns. Personally believe that all my team should be multitasked. I have personally come from a culture from wherein I have studied and worked in Australia, wherein an individual needs to be multitasked. It's not something like that. I would just talk about my industry, like say we are into cafe and restaurant. So we have never recruited managers who wear a tie and just stand and don't do anything at all except talking. We have hired all managers who are multitasked. We train them, we give them training to be multitasked as well, that they will be taking orders, they will be making coffees, they will be serving customers, as well as wearing a tie and interacting with the people as well, being a manager of the store. So for me, in these times, in these dire circumstances, like what COVID taught us, when there are no people around, and if we are only two persons working at the store, we shouldn't be cutting off half of our menu. We shouldn't be cutting off half of our revenue if we don't know how to do it. So multitasking always helps, and it's our company's very, very important principle that every staff that has to be hired, whether it's a housekeeper, whether it's a manager, all need to be multitasked and trained in that way. What we do is usually if you ask me, we give chance to all of our team members. In fact, in the talk shows, wherever we are present, we like to play across a game wherein everyone gets an opportunity to speak and express themselves. If I being on the side, if I am a person giving away notes, whether it's to the intellectuals, whether it is to the team, and I just keep on talking, it becomes monotonous and it becomes boring. But if you try to involve everyone and get something out of it, you might come to know that what capability they have, what creativity they have. So giving them chances to speak, giving them chances to lead, and giving them chances to develop ideas and give some ideas, some reflection into the meetings and all. So that is our way of doing things, like say giving everyone an opportunity so that they come up with those new ideas and develop themselves in their own way.